Ever felt like you were giving away a little too much information just to get a loan? Like, do they really need to know all that? Today, we're diving deep into exactly what information the Branch app requires during registration. We're going to break down the process step by step, explain why they ask for certain things, and address some common concerns about privacy and data security. Now, before we jump into Branch specifically, let's talk about the broader context of online lending. The rise of fintech has made accessing credit faster and more convenient than ever before. No more long queues at the bank, mountains of paperwork, or agonizing waiting periods. Instead, you can apply for a loan from the comfort of your own home, often receiving a decision within minutes. But this convenience comes at a cost, sharing your personal data. Traditional banks have built-in trust through physical presence and established reputations. Online lenders, however, rely heavily on data to assess risk. They don't have the luxury of face-to-face interactions or long-standing customer relationships. So, they use data to build a profile of you as a borrower. This profile helps them determine your creditworthiness and whether or not to approve your loan application. This brings us to the core question: what information does Branch need during registration? The first thing you'll be asked for is your phone number. This is crucial for creating your account and verifying your identity. Branch uses your phone number to send you a verification code, ensuring that you are who you claim to be. It's also used for communication regarding your loan application, disbursement, and repayment. Next, you'll likely be asked to grant access to your phone's SMS messages. This is where things can get a little more sensitive. Branch uses this access to analyze your financial transactions. By reading your SMS messages, they can identify incoming and outgoing payments, salary deposits, and other financial activities. This data helps them build a picture of your income and spending habits, which is a key factor in assessing your ability to repay a loan. Now, it's important to address the elephant in the room: privacy concerns. Many people are understandably hesitant to grant an app access to their SMS messages. They worry about the app reading personal messages or sharing their data with third parties. Branch addresses these concerns in their privacy policy, stating that they only access financial SMS messages and that they use encryption to protect your data. However, it's crucial to read their privacy policy carefully and make an informed decision. Another piece of information Branch typically requests is access to your contacts. This isn't usually for directly contacting your friends and family, but rather for verifying your identity and preventing fraud. By analyzing your contact network, Branch can identify potential connections to fraudulent accounts. This helps them maintain the integrity of their platform and protect legitimate borrowers. You'll also need to provide personal details such as your full name, date of birth, and sometimes your address. This information is used for identity verification and to comply with Know Your Customer (KYC) regulations. These regulations are designed to prevent money laundering and other financial crimes. In some cases, Branch may also ask for access to your phone's location. This is often used for fraud prevention and to ensure that you are applying for a loan from an eligible location. It can also be used to personalize your experience and offer location-based services. Now, let's talk about the application process itself. After providing the initial information, you'll likely be asked to link a mobile money account or a bank account. This is essential for receiving your loan and making repayments. Branch uses this information to disperse the loan directly to your account and to automatically deduct repayments on the due dates. It's important to note that the specific information required may vary slightly depending on your location and the type of loan you are applying for. However, the core information, phone number, SMS access, personal details, and bank account information, is generally consistent. So, why does Branch ask for all this information? The primary reason is risk assessment. As mentioned earlier, online lenders rely on data to determine your creditworthiness. By analyzing your financial transactions, income, spending habits, and other data points, they can build a profile of you as a borrower and assess the likelihood of you repaying the loan. This data-driven approach allows Branch to offer loans to individuals who may not have access to traditional credit. Many people in developing countries lack a formal credit history, making it difficult for them to obtain loans from banks. Branch's alternative credit scoring methods provide an opportunity for these individuals to access financial services. Another reason for collecting this information is fraud prevention. By verifying your identity, analyzing your contact network, and tracking your location, branch can identify and prevent fraudulent activities. This protects both the lender and legitimate borrowers. Finally, complying with regulations is a significant factor. KYC and anti-money laundering, AML, regulations require financial institutions to verify the identity of their customers and monitor transactions for suspicious activity. By collecting the necessary information, branch can comply with these regulations and operate legally. Now, what can you do to protect your privacy when using apps like Branch? First and foremost, read the privacy policy carefully. Understand what information the app collects, how it uses that information, and with whom it shares it. Secondly, be mindful of the permissions you grant to the app. Only grant permissions that are absolutely necessary for the app to function. If you're uncomfortable granting access to your SMS messages, for example, consider alternative lending options. Thirdly, keep your app updated. App updates often include security patches that address vulnerabilities and protect your data. Fourthly, use strong passwords and enable two-factor authentication whenever possible. This adds an extra layer of security to your account. Finally, be aware of phishing scams and other online threats. Never share your login credentials or personal information with anyone via email or text message. In conclusion, Branch, like other online lending platforms, requires a certain amount of personal and financial information during registration to assess risk, prevent fraud, comply with regulations, and provide access to financial services. While sharing this information can raise privacy concerns, understanding why it is requested and taking steps to protect your data can help you make informed decisions about using these services. It's all about weighing the convenience and accessibility of online lending against the potential privacy implications. With that said, thanks